You know, as human beings, we are social creatures, biologically wired for connection. In fact, our happiness, our well-being, and our very survival depends on being part of a group. This is why we've been forming tribes for millions of years. And so one of our deepest, most primal needs is to be part of a community of people we trust. Imagine if the place you work could be just such a community, a place you get to go every day to experience a true sense of belonging, to be surrounded by people you trust because they share your deepest values and beliefs and are committed to the same important purpose, a place where you get to play an important role in helping the community accomplish its goals and objectives in service of its ideals and mission, a place you're cared for and loved just as you have the opportunity to care for and love others. Well, Cerium Networks is just such a community. We are far more than a company where people simply go to earn a living. We're a true community of belonging. Cerium's a great place to work, but it's not for everyone. You have been carefully selected to join this unique and amazing community, so welcome. In this video, you will learn what makes us who we are at Cerium. You will learn our core purpose, which is the motivation behind everything we do. It's our promise to clients and the reason why they should choose us over our competitors. You'll also learn our core values. These are a small set of guiding principles that guide our behavior and actions. If our core purpose defines why we exist, our core values provide the how. And finally, you'll learn that fulfilling our promise every day and in every interaction starts with us. It's how we lead, manage, and care for our fellow team members like family. Only then are we able to pass this on and delight our clients every time. Then, and only then, can we continue to grow sustainably and expand our community. An organization's core purpose is the reason it exists. It's the why behind everything you do and the motivation behind everything you do. So basically, you're promising to your customers, if you come here and do business with Cerium, we're going to connect you to your potential.
We had our mission statement that was established back in 2003, 2004, which it was a pretty traditional mission statement and such, and I think you called it clunky. Was the description that you used, and out of date and not in touch, and that we needed something that was more that clients could relate to.
Yeah, it was true. It just wasn't inspiring or motivational.
This whole idea of we connect your business to its potential. It's just phenomenal because it's got all the right words in it. Mm-hmm. Connect. We're a collaboration organization that provides the network infrastructure and everything around it to ensure that it works and it works properly. Connect is the operative word, though. Mm-hmm. We're going to go out today and we're going to connect more organizations to its potential, and it's just such a powerful set of words, but so simply stated.
It's kind of the circle of life here at Cerium, right? Associates, clients, and growth. You know, with associates, we invest heavily in their development, whether it's personal, professional, technical, all those different ways to ensure that they're happy, they're engaged, they're working hard. And then they take that energy and invest that in the client, getting to truly partner with their client contacts, understand and truly know what the client's business outcomes and deliverables and the things that are important to them, what they are, and then can build the right solutions, implement, deliver, and support those solutions for them.
So when I think about connecting your business to its potential, what that means to me is really enabling our clients to be successful with technology in order to solve these really difficult, critical issues that are affecting our world today. It's pretty exciting to be a part of solving these issues, right? To really enable these clients to either focus on their strengths or to really be able to use the technology to continue to drive success in solving world issues.
It was this messy process, and I had all sorts of stuff written on flip chart paper, and someone said those words, and it was like a lightning bolt went through the room, and everybody was like, that's it.
Right.
We just felt it.
No, it's super powerful. And then, as you think about building out really about our associates and our client engagement and our growth and so forth, everything just really fell into place. And it's like, this is it. This connects, and with our core values as its foundation, as the fundamentals and so forth, is the framework really of the business to build upon, and then the core purpose and the direction of the organization allows really people to connect identify, be a part of something, and get behind something and want to move it forward.
And it emotionally grabs you, and it tells you exactly what the promise is. And so if I were a potential client of yours, of course I want to be connected to my potential. Connecting your business to its potential is not only Cerium's core purpose, it's actually its promise to the world. And the strength of your brand lies in how consistently you deliver on that promise every day and in every interaction. If that's why you do what you do, the question becomes, how do we do that every day and in every interaction? And we do that through the core values. Core values are deeply held beliefs that lead to our behaviors. And whether we're consciously aware of them or not, they kind of lead to how we behave. Most individuals and most organizations aren't consciously aware of what their values are. What we did is we looked inside and we discovered what are Cerium's core values, what are they and what have they always been. Of all the core values, I think the one that represents Cerium the most has got to be relentlessness. In all the stories I heard the Core Values Committee tell, everyone just really talked about how they just never give up, and they're not willing to give up. They're not willing to compromise or do less than. The only way we can deliver on that promise every day and in every interaction is to have people who are driven to do so. People who have this drive to be the very best they can possibly be. It's also done through this commitment to development. I've got to be somebody who's constantly willing to grow and develop and build my skills and my abilities to do that. We also do that through collaboration. We have to work together, put our own needs aside, and come together to solve clients' problems and issues and challenges to connect them with their potential. It also requires flexibility, this willingness to break mold and do whatever it takes to meet this client's particular needs at this particular time. And finally, Cerium's kind of gold standard of relentlessness. It's just this unwillingness to give up, this unwillingness to do anything less than.
Well, what core value best describes me? Well, since day one, they're drilled into our heads, so it's hard just to pick one. But I chose flexibility for me. And
me too!
What are the odds? Flexibility for me is a lot just from the customer aspect as far as Cerium goes. Their customer satisfaction is so important to them, and how they're willing to go and think outside the box and really break the mold to be flexible with their customers and move forward. And they really demonstrate their core values, not just with their customers, but with their employees too. And I think that's really what why I chose flexibility, is because you see it every day, and it's what's important to the customer is the satisfaction, and they get that with our flexibility. So that's why I chose that.
And I chose flexibility as well. And I think the main reason why is because I really believe in embracing change. And I think that at Cerium, we're always changing, and everything is just an evolution, and it's moving so fast.
I think that the best way to describe Cerium's culture is to focus in on our core values. Most notably, I think relentlessness and drive are key indicators of who we are as a working group and a culture. Cerium strives to be the best at what we do and relentless in our pursuit of providing value to our clients. And that relentlessness is really a known, it's the spirit within the company and how we approach our day and our work with that relentless attitude.
So the value that I think most describes me is relentlessness. This is something that I've been trying to focus on a lot lately. Big goals over the long term aren't accomplished in one day or 1 week. It's something that you have to be really consistent about. You have to give 100% every single day, and you're going to accomplish that goal over a long amount of time. I think that that's something that I've learned from the leaders here, in both in work and out of work, that it's again not about coming and do your best one day and expecting an immediate result. It's coming and doing your best every single day and just trusting that in the process, in the long term, you're going to accomplish that goal.
Of the core values that Cerium has, the best core value that I think represents me best is development. I came to Cerium with very little technical education, and Cerium has fostered me along the path and helped grow me over the last 13 plus years into a very productive member of the technology community.
I would say drive. At Cerium, we represent the highest quality solutions in the marketplace. To successfully present those to customers, it takes a lot of work. It needs to be packaged correctly for the customer so they see the value, they see what they're getting.
So the best core value that describes myself is collaboration. I am in the customer service department, so we are taking care of customers' needs, and every request that comes in is different. No one is the same as another. So you have to be able to work with different departments within Cerium.
You know, I think for me personally, I would say it's flexibility in what I bring to my everyday life at Cerium. But, you know, as I think about that, I'd rather speak to development, because I think that's what I bring to my team.
It's not for everybody. So I was like, oh, well, I'll challenge accepted.
You know, a lot of people have talked about Cerium as great, but it's just not for everyone. Talk to me, what do you think the essence of that was with, you know, from our associates' perspective?
This idea that it's a great place to work, but not for
But it's
everybody.
not necessarily for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if someone doesn't share your values, that doesn't mean they're a bad person. That just means that they don't share your particular set of values, and they probably wouldn't be very happy here. They wouldn't feel at home here. It's a great place to work if you do share these values, because you'll be surrounded by other people who share your deepest values, and so that will make it feel like home to you. So, you know, life's too short to spend a lot of time in an organization where you don't feel like you belong. But if you feel like you belong at Cerium, welcome home. You're going to be very happy here, because you're going to see other people who share your deepest values and are committed to the same purpose as you are.
When it came time for me to make a change in my career, Cerium was the first place I thought of, you know, and Roger and I had talked at times in the past about, you know, potentially making a change in this and that, but it was the first place I called and the only place I called. And the main reason for that was I just felt that the culture at Cerium was part of where I could come and really be supported and help with my development and the things I wanted to do. And, you know, a short 15 years later, here I am, and, you know, and I love it. And it's worked out really well, and I'm glad I made that choice.
So I've been with Cerium Networks now for about a year and a half. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about my interview process, because I feel like that is probably when I felt most alive and when I was super excited to be a part of the Cerium team. And after my first interview, I walked out and I thought, I have to work there. I am the right fit for that job, and I hope that they choose me. And thankfully they did. And ever since then, I feel so blessed to be here.
So, not to be a cliche, but I would say what I value most about Cerium is I feel like they value me and my life. To get that feeling of appreciation and never have had it before, it just really set Cerium apart for me. When you do something, it's not, oh, great job, it's we couldn't have done this without you, and we're just partners, and we have each other's backs.
Describing Cerium's culture, it's a very focused, hardworking culture, which is great because it brings out the best in most people.
So we created a peer-to-peer recognition program. It's our Unstoppable Award program. And so it's an opportunity where, you know, co-workers, they can recognize their peers for demonstrating and exhibiting the core values within the organization.
You recently received an Unstoppable Award.
Oh, shoot. I did, actually. And so when I got my Unstoppable Award, it was for just having the confidence on the phone and connecting with clients and having that personal relationship with them. And it's something you don't think about having or it being special to anybody, but when, you know, that flooded, emails, like I was getting so many emails from everybody saying, oh my gosh, this is so true. I love listening to you on the phone, and get little goosebumps thinking about it, you know, it makes me feel good.
I am presented every single day with opportunities to present Unstoppable Awards with my team and other teams. And
what makes Cerium unstoppable? And once a body is in motion, it tends to stay in motion, really creates unstoppable. And the reason being is if you've got a group of people all heading in the same direction, all marching in the same line, heading to the same core purpose or the same guiding star, the same end goal, and so forth, yes, they're going to endure headwinds. They're going to endure lots of obstacles on that, on that journey. But if they're aligned and they're together and they are moving, moving as a force, once a body is in motion, it tends to stay in motion and they won't get knocked off their course.
What does it take for somebody to be successful at Cerium? I think one of the key things is being somebody who's a continuous learner, that has that initiative and drive to just want to continue to learn and develop new skills and their knowledge.
To be successful at Cerium, it requires an individual to have a high level engagement in their professional endeavors. To be successful here, one needs to approach their work with a level of seriousness and engagement to master their craft, to survive this competitive industry that we operate in.
What does it take for someone to be successful at Cerium? It's a lot of things, but the biggest thing for me is that drive and that passion. I'm speaking primarily from an engineering perspective, but really I think it is across the organization. But we're looking for, and the people that do best at Cerium are those that really want to do something with their career.
One of the things that it takes to be successful at Cerium is being able to work through change and adapt to change. As a technology business, you have to be changing all of the time.
Something to keep in mind is a potential candidate coming on board is they really need to understand what drives them. You have to understand yourself and why you want to work at Cerium. I think that's going to be a great piece of advice for anyone coming in.
Well, when I first started here 8 years ago, I remember being in a meeting with Roger, and I was feeling a little overwhelmed with all that I wanted to do and that I needed to do for Cerium coming on board. And Roger said, "This isn't a sprint, this is a marathon." And I kind of chuckled to myself because at the time, I was new and Roger didn't know a lot about my personal life, and I'm an ultra runner. So I shared with him that I could really relate to that comment because, I am a runner and I run long distance and I'm used to going the distance. So I always think that's a fun story to look back on.
There's a very strong collaborative spirit here. Everybody that works here is pretty much focused on their career. They're focused on their clients and one another. That takes energy and it takes passion and it takes a lot of hard work.
There's a little bit of a personal self journey. You've got to show and be willing to show grit. You've got to show and be willing to be trustworthy, to do what you say you're going to do, to be able to show aptitude in your chosen field, or be able to show development towards that level of aptitude needed. But our never give up, our can-do attitude, and our ability to just buckle down and be relentless is something I value very, very strongly at Cerium.
I think to be successful at Cerium, you really need to bring all of the core values. Collaboration is essential to day-to-day life at Cerium. None of us can do it all. So we rely heavily on all of the other members of our team. Drive and relentlessness. We believe in doing what's right for the customer, and sometimes that translates into working a little harder to create the best possible outcome. And technology is our business, and technology is always changing, and that requires that we're flexible and always developing. So really, our core values are just a part of who we are, and we use them all to be successful.
To be successful at Cerium takes a lot of things. You're not here by yourself, got lots of people around you, but it takes someone who's really driven and focused on being successful themselves. Really need to bring a strong mind and a passion for the technology that we sell and deliver, and a willingness to learn and grow.
One question I have for you is, moving forward, what advice would you give to new employees just coming into this environment?
Well, it might surprise you, but I have a lot of advice. Quite frankly, the first thing I tell everybody, engage. You've made a decision to come to work for an organization, whether it's Cerium or any other organization. Engage with that organization. And here's why I say that. I would argue that the place that you work, you spend more time both physically and mentally than any other place in your life. Cerium's an opportunity, and it's an opportunity for you to meet a whole bunch of new people with a lot to bring to the table, perspectives that you may already have, perspectives that you might want to learn more about, aligned around a set of core values. That's why we're all here, because we have alignment. But engage. Go and create new friends. Go and create new communal family, if you will, at Cerium. Go and provide the type of work environment that you want to be a part of.
There's endless growth opportunities here, and there's endless education opportunities at every single step of your career path. And you will be supported by mentors, by management, everyone all the way through. There's not a single person at Cerium who wouldn't drop everything to help me if I needed them, right? And that power is evident, and that's why we're able to provide really diverse solutions. And when I think about this group of mentors, they're not just mentoring me, right? And they haven't just helped me be successful, but they've done it for so many other people as well.
You're expected a lot, but you're given the tools in order to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. I've never felt like that at work, like being a part of a team like that. And I've always done team sports, even up to the semi-professional level. And I'm like, man, if I could get that in a workplace, that would be incredible. And I've gotten that here. Yeah, I love Cerium. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid for sure. Definitely drinking the Kool-Aid.
It's an incredibly forward-thinking company. Cerium has supported my own professional growth and development by removing any barriers to my professional trajectory.
Cerium supports my career growth in that there's a lot of opportunity for learning about various technologies.
So I knew that I wanted to work in the technology industry because I've seen my father work in the technology industry for many years and have a really fulfilling career. So I knew I wanted to work in tech. But when I was looking for a partner to join, I was extremely impressed with Cerium because they truly do invest in their associates, right? And they provide those education opportunities, and they're willing to take a risk on you, right? So they took a risk on me with zero technology experience, and they helped grow and develop me into an associate. They've moved me into several different positions, and I think that growth and that commitment is evident at every single level of Cerium.
Development is our key, both personally and professionally. Where we're going to spend our time is to ensure that development plans are in place for every single individual in the organization. Now, not everybody will step into that development plan. I hope they do, but that's just human nature. That's, and we as the team have to really be committed to it and ensure that it's relevant and it aligns and it connects with their strengths, identifies their opportunities for improvements, and really moves it through in a proper fashion. We do that correctly. We have the ability to develop and create what our product is, and our product is our people. And the importance of development, because we're on a new journey, all of us in our lives, and coming out of the pandemic and so forth, we're on a new journey. What I talked about and what I spent some time with and really tried to make a point, development is the key to being journey ready.
Within Cerium, we have vast amounts of engineers and folks in other walks of life, and they really live the development life, and that's why they come here. And that's the part of my job that I truly love, is helping engage and invest in those individuals and help them realize their truest potentials. And I get to watch a lot of people over the years grow and aspire to great things, and I just love it. It's a lot of fun.
Team Mosaic. Team Mosaic, you knew how excited I was about Team Mosaic. Cool. I saw how that thing was unfolding. I was jumping through my phone when I was talking to you guys about it. I was like, this is it. This is absolutely it. And Todd didn't even need to explain how he went about it, because I'd gone inside. I was like, oh my goodness, this is completely what I am trying to communicate to everybody. Everybody has a real key in creating this picture, this deliverable to our client base, our most important body. And if any one of those 4x4 squares, in this case with Team Mosaic, is blank, or it's discolored, or it's not, or it's just completely wrong, that's the client experience.
Yeah, and
because they remember one thing. They don't remember all the things.
What I love most about that, and what's so true to your culture and your values, is no one knew what they were creating. Everyone
Nobody.
just had this 4-inch, square thing. And if everybody didn't put their full energy and effort to making that look as best as they could, the whole thing would have looked off if there'd been like one little square here or there that was just haphazardly done. Everybody worked really hard because that's what Cerium people do.
Yeah.
And when you put it all together, it just exceeded everybody's expectations.
You get up and study it close. Yeah, the lines don't perfectly match and the color schemes are just a bit off. But you know what? That's life.
Yeah, and we're humans.
That is life. That's human. But the picture in itself is beautiful.
When Cerium is at its best, the thing that, to me, that brings life to it, I think, out of all the things, is the collaboration. There's a very strong collaborative spirit here, and it manifests itself in many different ways.
I can answer this because these are things that I truly feel, and it's not scripted, and it is from my heart. And I think it's just the fact you guys want to hear our opinion and care about this enough to make a video about it. Come on, who wouldn't want to work here?